All right, good morning, guys. Quick sound check. Let me know if you can hear me. Sound check at 1, 2. What's going on, Parker? You should be able to hear me now. Awesome. Appreciate it. All right. Good morning, guys. Hope you guys are all having a good start to the Tuesday here. It is September 24th, 2019. What's going on, Jose? And we have a very, very slow market here. I was listening to the tail end of Perry there, and what he basically put in there of choppy to downside action there, and I have to agree with some of that there. So we'll take a look at the charts here. A couple things I want to point out though. Obviously the news here, which we do have a little bit coming out here this morning, which I'll pull up. Um, looking at the Forex factory calendar here, we've got 10 a.m. consumer confidence numbers there coming out here for us today. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing, if you're in the combine, there's nothing in there that you really have to be concerned about. That economic calendar is pretty much clear until tomorrow for crude oil inventories, which crude has had the tightest overnight range it's had, in the past like 2 weeks basically, this evening last evening. And gold kind of similar, and gold's actually putting in some really good volume here in the overnight session here, which we're going to talk about that as well in a second. So fairly quiet day here on the news front, and really, really quiet day here in terms of the volume that we're seeing coming into this market. So I'm watching right now, and we've got S&Ps here at 162,000 contracts on the day. That's just absolutely, I don't even know what just pitiful. I mean, 162,000 contracts on a day right here. And this market is, we've got gold at 114,000 contracts on the day, which gold actually just came down, putting in new lows here at the moment, about to pop those overnight lows. But yeah, 163,000 contracts. We're normally at this time when I come on the mic, right around 400,000 contracts or so here. And nice little dump there in gold. That just dropped to 1524.50s here. I was watching that this morning. But anyways, really, really light volume coming in there. And really what I'm looking for here kind of coming into today is we have the same levels in place as yesterday here. So we've got a little bit of spike there just now, but we've got these 3,000 quarter levels here down to 2986 quarters. And again, that's going to be my do not trade zone here for today. If we're doing anything inside of that area, I want to try and avoid that as much as possible here. The one scenario that I do see here that's potential for me is if we can actually pull back to 3,000 quarters and hold, then I'll look at long opportunities off of that. We've got overnight lows down at 3,000.75. So we haven't actually traded those 3,000 quarters yet since we kind of broke through those at the tail end of yesterday. So I want to pay attention to that here today if we can get that pullback. Again, if that level fails and we start cracking through and going into kind of this do not trade zone, then I'm going to let it be and not looking to do anything with it there. Give me 1 second. Let me see something here. All right. And then I really don't have much to the upside here. I mean, we're at 3,000.6 and we're up 9 points on the day. There's nothing kind of standing out here. We've got S&P's up 0.30, NASDAQ up 0.35, Russell up 0.24, and the Dow up 0.28. So there's nothing really there, I think, to read from. NASDAQ is, the strongest here, percentage change. Russell's the weakest. Those have been kind of playing flip-flop back and forth here. So I don't think there's too much to read into that just yet either. And, I wrote in the morning right up here, this volume, we were at 146,000 contracts this morning when I did that about an hour ago. So we've traded 20,000 contracts in, the past hour. Um, we should have like 20,000 contract 5 minute bars inside of a normal trading day. So the fact that we can't even do that in the past hour, Russell's at like 12,000 contracts on the day, NASDAQ at like 66,000 contracts on the day, just really kind of makes me wonder if there's something that somebody else knows that I don't know, and there's a reason that price is, kind of slowly moving around here. And one of the things that brings up is when we do have, kind of these lighter volume days, there can be some really swift pushes one direction or another. Some type of news hits the wire, or some type of large orders come in, and they can just wipe out, a few points worth of price action in one direction or another there. I don't know if that's going to be the case for today, but it is always something that, kind of concerns me a little bit when we start seeing these, super light volume days. We barely cracked 1 million contracts in the S&Ps yesterday by the close. I think I saw 1,012,000 contracts there. So super light volume there. Keep that in mind. Most likely, if we don't get this pullback here to 3,000 dot quarters and we're just kind of chopping around here by, 10:30 there, I do kind of expect the 10:30 close will be above 3,000 dot quarters. I don't really see anything here this morning that's going to, give us a quick flush down or anything like that we need to be concerned with. But if we are, just pretty much range bound, choppy, anywhere from like 3,003 up to like kind of 3,009 where we've been trading at since basically like 7 o'clock this morning, then for me, most likely it's going to be a no trade day and just look to kind of pack it up early. If there is something that does set up, obviously I want to, be a participant upon that. For the NASDAQ here, those pullback levels are going to be 78.62 quarters. We did, in fact, trade those at the end of the day yesterday as well. Under 78.62 quarters here, which we traded 62.75s in the overnight session. But under those levels from there to 78.3150s is my do not trade zone in the NASDAQ. And I'm going to want, absolutely nothing to do with the NASDAQ in and around that level as well. So I'm going to look and scan this morning here for some other stocks as well, similar to, the kind of the plays that we took yesterday with Amazon and stuff like that, and see if there is something presenting itself there as opposed to the actual indices here. I've been watching gold this morning as well, currently kind of stalking that one there. I was actually looking for a move up through kind of 1531.60s there and a potential long opportunity coming from that. At the moment, gold has, kind of pulled back towards these 1526s here, and we'll see if it can get a little bit of a bounce up. But I do like gold, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow or the next day here. If it can get above 1531.60s, I think that's got some room to run up here towards 1549s or so. So I do like the gold long opportunity if it does want to set itself up. So far it's in a 5-minute downtrend here on the day. So not going to be touching that until it can confirm back up over 1529s and then back up over 1531.60s is what I'm watching for there in the shiny metal of gold. In terms of crude oil here, we got a couple extra minutes here just because the markets are fairly easy this morning. In terms of crude oil here, we had levels this morning at 57.80s that we brought in from yesterday here, and those levels have come into play so far. Lows of the day, 57.79s for crude. So we dipped one tick through that level. And I think we're going to, again, pretty much stay consolidated here in between 58.95 and 57.80s. If we do start cracking these 57.80s, we've got some room down here to 57.29s. So about 50 cents or so worth of room to go there. But for the most part, I think this is going to kind of contract and consolidate here until tomorrow's crude oil inventory numbers there. So overall, again, cautious on the day here with the volume, with the kind of Overnight action was actually fairly decent, but again, we're looking at 166,000 contracts right now traded for the overnight session. So I'm going to play it patient, not coming in with really any bias there outside of just trying to look to protect some capital. And to let this market kind of resolve itself here for this week and see if, into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we can either get a break in one direction or another, or this market starts to continue to contract and consolidate. And if it's going to do that, then we just kind of have to, hold on to our eggs in our basket, if you will, and then look to, deploy those when the market actually wants to start moving for us. So reducing size today and just reducing some exposure there and keeping an eye on that volume. So that's what I'm looking to do for this morning here. Going to wrap it up a couple minutes early. Actually, what I'll do, we've got a couple minutes to go, so fire away on some symbols you guys want me to take a look at, whether they are stocks, futures, Forex that I did not cover this morning, and I'll run through those here real quick in the last like 3 minutes or so that we have before the live trading session here this morning. So go ahead, punch in your symbols if you guys want me to take a look at something, and I can do that here this morning while we have a couple extra minutes. Yeah, Parker, already not liking the price action. I'm in agreement with that for sure. Adobe. Let's take a look at Adobe. Let's see. Adobe here. Looks like bid 279, 279.38. So gapping up like $2 here. I don't really think it gets us anywhere. Kind of right up over this. This hourly's contracting. This daily here stuck between the 20 SMA and the rising 200 SMA. So I really don't know that I would do too much with Adobe here just yet. Looks like it wants to break to the upside, but I would let it break and then catch the first daily or hourly pullback there. Silver here. Silver down 20, is that 28 cents this morning? Yes, it is. Silver had a really nice move yesterday there. Again, same thing as gold here. Silver is going to need to get, back up through kind of this, 1862 zone up here. Or most likely looks like it wants to continue to fall kind of down in towards 1823.70s there. 18.237s for silver there. But big push to the downside there for silver this morning. Much the same as gold. The charts look fairly similar there. Gold here, not quite as much of a move to the downside yet in gold here. But yeah, silver definitely dropping like a rock this morning. That's a really big contract, by the way. Unless they changed it, which I don't think they did, but that was a really big contract. All right, let's see, 9. I see a couple people typing. Roku. So Roku gapping up $2 or so here. I think this is just going to kind of like hang out down here for a little while. So I don't really know that there's much to do. It could see a nice bounce here. Kind of back up towards like 115, 120s. I don't know that I necessarily want to play that. But over kind of 111s there, 111.30s, I could see that. Okay. Yeah, the micros. I did not talk about Amazon yet. 1790s. It's gapping up a little bit here. It held the support level. And, gapping up a little bit here. Kind of 1800s, back towards 1800s there. We kind of ran into 1792s. That was the level we were looking for yesterday. So we kind of ran up into that resistance there. So I don't really see much to do with Amazon here. The better play was yesterday, obviously off the support level. And again, I'll scan for some other stuff here this morning, something that's moving, stronger than the markets or maybe even weaker than the markets, and potentially look for that pullback. What is Spotify's symbol? SPOT? I don't actually know. Oh yeah, Spotify. Spotify currently gapping down just a little bit here. I would let this thing continue to. Oh, Shopify. I would let that thing continue to drop. Same thing here with Shopify. It's got some room to drop. I wouldn't try any longs in this just yet. Yeah, not yet. All right, guys, that's what I got for this morning. I'll be back in just a couple minutes for everyone that is in the MLT Discord. If you're new around here, thank you and welcome so much. Click on the first link in the description below, and that'll get you all the details on getting into the MLT Discord. Make sure you click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow, same time, same place, and hopefully a better market. So take care, have a great rest of your trading day, and I'll see you guys then.